Ladies and gentlemen, hello and welcome back from New York City. You're watching WCS America. Hopefully you're having a wonderful Monday evening. Maxeltoss, joined by Axlab, watching WCS America. Oz, falling to Sage. Sage looking like a monster.
He didn't drop the map.
Didn't drop a map.
Today.
And that's it.
And it was for Sen and versus Oz. He didn't drop the map.
Yeah.
That's how insane this guy is. Sage is a guy. Look out for him in Season 2 Premier League. This guy is going to be scary. I would not be surprised to see him make a top 8 performance next season.
I'm going to make a guess here. Whatever group Sage ends up being in, it's group of death.
It could be. I mean, because the way the groups will be made is there'll be one person from the top 8 who's going to be amazing, right? Because the top 8 of last season, it was all amazing. And it was like Moonglade, Snoot, and
Alicia,
then a lot of the top players.
Crank.
Yeah, Alicia, Crank, Ryung, Hero,
Yeah.
Revival.
Yep.
A very insane list. So it's going to be one guy who's insane. It'll be Sage in his group. It'll be someone who made it through the Challenger League bracket, one of those 8 players.
They're all really,
yeah.
really good.
Like, they're all very
Yeah.
good as well. So it's going to be an insane group. Of course, today, this is the group we had with Sen, Sage, Phoenix, and Oz. Opened up with Sage taking out Sen 2-0, and then Oz taking one game off Phoenix, and then Phoenix actually had some internet problems. So he had to forfeit game 2. And then that's why we see in the loser match, you didn't miss that. Sen and Phoenix didn't actually happen. It's he's still been unable to get his internet to work correctly for him, and so he's just not able to play out this group.
Very unfortunate there for Phoenix. So Phoenix will unfortunately not be in WCS America. Of course, that means either Oz or Sen. That's going to be our last match of the night. It's going to be Oz versus Sen. It's going to be a best of 3. The winner will advance to the Premier League of Season 2 WCS America, and the loser will go to Challenger League of Season 2 WCS America. And these are 2 players. It could go either way. Gosh, I can't even predict it, though.
The loser of this match will be in the Challenger League, but they're going to be like a beast in the Challenger League next season. Although, I mean, I guess they were in the Challenger League this season and weren't able to make it through, so WCS America is insanely stacked, guys.
Yeah.
It's unbelievably stacked how rough of a competition this is. It's just like crawling through this Challenger League is an absolute nightmare.
Whoever's the best on a particular day, seems to be the theme here. But coming up soon, we got Whirlwind, Oz versus Sen. Whirlwind's going to be the first map. I think every map so far has been Belcher Vestige's first map.
Yes.
Which is interesting.
This is a little bit of a change-up. Not to have that as the first map. So, checking out the videos, nobody vetoed... nobody vetoed Belcher, so we're still going to see it in the later rounds.
I think second map was chosen.
No, you know what? Has anyone ever vetoed Belcher Vestige in entire WCS?
I would be very interested in seeing. I can't,
It might be 0 vetoes.
I'll be honest, I haven't memorized. But, that's a great point.
I feel like there might actually be 0 vetoes of Belcher. And we've seen, we've seen a couple hundred games. That's actually insane to think about it. Whirlwind is rarely vetoed.
Yeah.
It's probably... Whirlwind and Akalon are rarely vetoed.
You know what? I'm going to look up the stats and just see the map vetoes, because I'm sure there's stats somewhere out there as far as what are the most vetoed maps, what are the least vetoed maps, and stuff like that. I don't know. It's just interesting stuff to look at, but... Here we are in Game 1 of this best of 3. Winner goes to WCS America Premier League Season 2 in the top right. I present to you your Red Zerg player from Team Gamma Bears. He is Sen. Sen from Taiwan, 4th place at the Global WCS Finals last year, 2012. Many 3rd place finishes in Premier events. Not something you necessarily want to have on something that you're known for, but...
Well,
it's better than 3rd place, right? I mean,
3rd place is pretty darn good in a lot of these events. So, obviously, you'd rather have 1st or 2nd.
Yes.
It's funny. TLO was tweeting out because he always makes top 8 in Premier events,
right?
But then he's unable to get further than that. And he's like, I'm having a Stork curse, because Stork is famous in Brood War for getting 2nd in every Brood War championship. Stork had like 6 silver medals.
Wow.
He's like, I'm like this. I have a Stork curse, except it's top 8 instead of 2nd, so not quite as good.
It's a pretty big first world problem though.
Yeah.
When you're getting top 8 in a bunch of premier events, that means you're really good at Starcraft too.
Or for Sen, top 3.
Yep,
yeah,
exactly. But Sen's opponent in the top left of Whirlwind is your Blue Protoss player from Team Evil Geniuses. He is Oz. Having trouble getting stuff going in WCS America, has yet to win a match, unfortunately. Though I guess he technically got a walk over Phoenix, so I guess you can consider that. But MLG Summer Arena 2012, top 4, winner arena, 4th place. Very solid Protoss player. Can he make it happen here against Sen?
You know, one thing that's interesting is he's playing very safe, which I kind of like. He went ahead and pylon block Sen, so you can build the hatchery. And when you pylon block the Zerg, the safest thing to do is then get the Forge before the Nexus. A lot of times, Protoss like to build Nexus before Forge. But if you're already delaying everything by building that second pylon, then if you get the Nexus before a Forge, it's kind of risky, because if the Zerg sees you doing this, they can ignore the pylons, send the first 4 Zerglings across the map, and you're going to be in kind of a pickle to try to get the wall up in time, because you will not have a cannon up if you went and got the Nexus first. But Oz, of course, got the Forge first, then Nexus, and so we'll have no problems at all with this defense. And the Nexus is still, look, it's still halfway done before the hatcheries really started from Sen. Which is also partly because Sen did take that 3rd base a little bit later.
Yeah, of course, Oz being annoying there at the natural, placing a pylon there, it was taken out, and then putting a pylon there at the 3rd, and then canceling it.
Very, very annoying with this first probe. This is something that really frustrates a lot of Zerg players I know. Every Zerg player I talk to, it's like, how do you feel when Protoss pylon blocks are natural? Do you feel it slows them down more, or are you down?
Happy.
They are really annoyed, and they're like, I don't know why every Protoss doesn't do it. And of course, talk to Protoss players, and you're like, well, it's expensive, you know, it slows my development down as well. But it definitely frustrates the heck out of a Zerg.
Why does it look like a complete wall up to me?
There's a spot below the Forge.
Wow, the trees.
Yeah, the bushes go to an angle, and you can't actually. There you go. See.
I still can't see it. Marcus, can you rotate it again, please? I can't. No. Wow, that zealot. It's like in the trees. That'd be annoying. I'm a tall guy, so when I'm I don't simply walk under trees branches. I have to duck my head a lot.
That's a pretty tall tree.
Yeah. Well,
zealots are tall themselves, you know.
What? How tall are they?
I don't know exactly, but I'd say like 9 or 10 feet. Like, if you look at them compared to a Marine's already in a giant suit, right?
Sure.
The Zealot's considerably taller than a Marine, so it's got to be at least like 9 or 10 feet tall.
That's scary.
Yeah. You would not want to go face-to-face with a Zealot.
God.
He would rip your arms off with barely any effort at all.
All right.
So a little bit of a scouting expedition here, and a little bit of pressure with the Stalker-Zealot combination. His goal is to 2 things. One is to, stop Sen from making nothing but drones, although he could probably defend with just queens. But he's not actually. He's making 12 Zerglings, which is a lot of Zerglings to deal with just the Zealot and the Stalker.
Yeah,
so,
I'm trying to think about that.
He really wants to drive them away, and then maybe he can use a lot of these extra Zerglings to scout for proxy pylons. Maybe just 1 to 2 unit kills. I mean,
or
the Zealot
maybe scare his opponent. Like if Oz sees a bunch of links, it's like, wait a second.
Oh, the Stalker has got to be careful.
Yeah, this is actually not as easy as it might seem as far as the Stalker running from all these Zerglings.
If you just run straight away,
yeah,
you're usually safe. But if you try to be fancy and micro and get a couple hits off, it's no.
Or you accidentally like slam up against a wall somewhere or something. It can get a little dangerous.
So Overlord scouting the main of Oz, Sentry takes it down. Look at this. This is what Oz is known for. He's very fast third bases. And maybe Sen knows this. He was trying to take advantage by getting all the early Zerglings, but it doesn't matter. Like, this is... Oz is known for, like, never losing these third... Oh, Sentry! The Sentry is so important! Okay. Man, that was...
Oz is scaring me, man.
He's playing with fire.
He is.
He wants to stay close because he doesn't want the Zerglings to kill the Nexus, right?
Oh, we can trap those.
Oh, he does.
Oh, wow. Great force fields there from Oz. But you don't want to trap yourself in with the Velociraptor.
This is true. He does have the cannon.
You've got to be a little bit careful.
He micros the sentries well. He shouldn't lose any. And look at this, man. So many Zerglings died. Opening from Sen definitely backfired there. He wasn't able to get really anything done.
So now what does Sen do from here? Like, you're seeing that like crazy fast third.
And the third is actually towards him too, you know. A lot of Zerg players would just spam roaches here and try to overrun it. But Oz got famous for the fact that he would never lose his third in PvZ. Like, there was a time when every Zerg was max roaching, and Protoss were like, I can't even take a third base, because that was when Stefano was just crushing everyone. And Oz was the first player to say, no, you just hit the third super fast, and then you just make a bunch of sentries and stalkers, and you micro well, and you're not going to die to roaches.
Yes.
So I would never try to just smash Oz by massing units and trying to run over his third. That's not a good approach. we see Senate is not going to try that either. He's going for the Zerglian upgrades. He's getting the Baiting Nest. So he's I think that Baiting Nest is a just in case Oz turns this fast third into a mass gateway attack.
Like what happened on Star Station.
Exactly.
Except without a third, but as far as the
a similar idea.
Yeah.
Just smashing brute force gateway units. And the question is, where does Sen want to go from here? He could go to Spire, which is a very popular whirlwind, or he could try to tech up for Ultras. But he has to make a decision at some point because Oz is going for Blink Stalkers, and while Stevens can do okay against them, oh, he's actually going to get dropped. Oh, this is cool.
Mushakoro's got taken out, but Oz having to recall to get out of there and save it. But yeah, drop on the way. Baneling drops could be a thing.
I think he's definitely going for a big Baiting attack, and Oz has a lot of sentries, which aren't that great against drop play, and of course he got a lot of sentries because his third is so close to the Zerg. You have to get the sentries to make sure you're safe in case they do something like spam roaches at you, and so it's not like it was a mistake. His hallucination scout is going to be very useful. He's looking for a Spire. He's worried it might be Spire. He's also looking for a Fast Hive, and seen the Baiting Nest. Now, how is he going to react to this? Is he going to go straight for Storm?
You might see all these 42 links popping out.
Oh, yes. That would tell him that it's definitely an attack.
That's a lot of links. Okay. Now, Overload speed is on the way as well, obviously. Getting Overload drop without Overload speed is kind of silly.
Looks pretty sad.
Yeah.
Overload's inching along trying to drop units.
I've seen, there has been games where speed was forgotten.
Yes.
I think I remember a game like that in WCS America.
Now Oz is actually trying to attack. He has tons of force fields, so in a straight-up engagement, he can deal with the Zerglings. But with the drop play, not surprised Sen, he doesn't lose too much there. He's trying to buy time to get these Spine Growers up, but Oz isn't giving him the time.
It's a lot of links. One Stalker whipping, trying to jump over the Blink Stalkers. But look at this, Oz coming forward. Great force fields here from Oz. Speedling's trying to make something happen, but not able to find a gap. And Sen is going to back up. Has to be careful going up that ramp because if the bottom of it is force fielded.
How many units have died from Sen's point of view?
Not a lot. He's lost 7 units in this game so far.
The force fields are so good.
Wow.
Sen is being massacred here, man. Just like this. You know what? But once the force fields run out, but there might not be any Zerg left.
Yeah.
How? I think he's killed like almost nothing.
Yeah.
This is one of the most efficient engagements I've ever seen in Starcraft, basically.
And again, Oz has the ability to make so many units behind this. He's on a 3-base economy as a Protoss at this point in the game. More force fields going down, isolating the links, isolating the queens.
I wonder, it's got to be like a 4-to-1 cost efficiency on units lost.
It's 180 to 13.
Oh, look at
180 to 13.
I mean, of course, they are Zergian, so it's really about 3-to-1 ratio. It's not as bad, but it's still, this is insane efficiency. The force fields, the blinks.
Wow. There's the GG. Oz showing phenomenal control in Game 1.
And you know, I was wondering, I kind of saw that happening. Once Protoss gets a big army, you can't beat it with just Speedlings, right?
Right.
Because force fields will just Speedlings scale up.
Well,
to
if there's
weaker.
no sentries.
Yeah, you're right. But a big army that involves sentries.
Sure.
And so I was like, is Sen going to get Mutas to try to snipe the sentries? Is he going to go for Ultras and Infestors? Because if the Protoss clumps, you can chain fungal sentries. And then you got Drop, but he was never able to utilize the Drop. Of course, versus Blink Stalkers, it can be difficult. But just throwing units at this army is just not going to work.
Yeah.
And I mean, we saw that.
Unless there's miscontrol, unless, your opponent hesitates for a second, but Oz isn't the kind of guy who's going to do that.
Look at the force fields are just stellar. And you know what I love? People are like, oh, he's force fielding late. There's Zerglings getting in. That's intentional.
Yeah.
He wants to let some Zerglings in, because if he force field and those Zerglings get in, Zerg just backs away and he wasted all your force fields.
Right.
So what Oz did is every engagement, he would let like 1/4 to 1/3 the Zerglings in. Then he'd force field, and then the Zerg's like, well, like if I back away, I just lose 1/4, 1/3 of my army. If I keep going, I lose 1/3, 1/4 of my army.
There's no good answer.
Yeah, he's just screwed. So beautiful, beautiful force fields by Oz.
Very well played.
Yeah.
Very well played indeed. He's up 1-0, which means he's 1 win away from advancing to Premier League and knocking Sen to Challenger League next season, which a lot of people watching would kind of be shocked by a little bit. But again, with a group as formidable as this one, a really good player is going to be in Challenger League next season. So guys, stay tuned. Potentially the last game of the evening is going to be coming up. We've got Sen versus Oz, Game 2. Stay tuned.